In a world silently engineered by algorithms, code, and billion-dollar satellite constellations, few dared to question the man who had placed himself at the nexus of Earth and Mars. Elon Musk wasn't just a tech entrepreneur anymore. He was a civilization architect, an unregulated digital sovereign with influence that transcended nations. But one man did question him. His name was Traoré. The media had tried to reduce Traoré to a myth, a rogue academic turned activist, an insurgent of thought, a digital saboteur. But in back channels of governments and encrypted threads of think tanks, Traoré's name carried weight. He didn't protest in streets, he hacked minds in boardrooms. His weapon wasn't a gun. It was unfiltered reality. It was inevitable that their paths would cross. It began with a message. Not an email, not a text. A physical envelope, hand-delivered to Musk's office in Boca Chica. Inside, one line written in ink, old school and deliberate. You have hijacked the future. Let's talk before it talks back. No signature. But Elon knew. He smiled, not with surprise, but recognition. Traoré. The meeting was set. Not in Washington, not in Geneva, not even in the metaverse. Traoré insisted on a forgotten observatory in Chile's Atacama Desert, where the stars still spoke in analog. The air was dry, thin, ancient. The telescope dome groaned open under the wind like a wounded beast. Inside, two men stood beneath a ceiling of dying stars and expanding galaxies. Elon, Traoré said without formality. Traoré, Musk replied with equal weight, like acknowledging a shadow he'd long ignored. There were no handshakes. Why now? Elon asked, his tone bordering curiosity and caution. Because you're accelerating humanity toward a singularity it hasn't consented to, Traoré said calmly. Elon's eyes narrowed. Progress doesn't wait for permission. No, but tyranny hides behind efficiency, Traoré countered. That set the tone. They walked among the old observatory's data archives, dusty, analog, untouched by neural nets. Here, even light took longer to reach understanding. You've built a techno-empire, Traoré said. Rockets, neural implants, AI clusters. And yet, you speak of freedom. Musk shrugged. I build tools. People choose how to use them. You are the algorithm, Elon, Traoré said sharply. You don't build tools. You build systems that reshape values, priorities, and cognition. Musk didn't flinch. People don't need gatekeepers anymore. That's what scares you. Your era, academic elites, philosophical frameworks, is being replaced. Traoré leaned in. By what? Memes? Market volatility? Mars colonies governed by shareholder ethics? Elites like you talk about ethics when you're losing control, Musk shot back. And technocrats like you talk about liberation when they're designing cages. Traoré said. Silence. The stars blinked above as if listening. Let's not pretend this is about technology, Elon said finally. You're here because you're afraid. Correct, Traoré admitted. Afraid that the future is being engineered by a man who believes morality can be crowdsourced through Reddit threads and Twitter polls. Elon smiled faintly. Democracy 2.0. Democracy with no memory, Traoré said. You collapse context to accelerate consensus. And you paralyze action with endless debate, Elon countered. They stopped at a dusty console from the 1970s. Traoré blew on it. These machines once sought knowledge. Now your machines seek obedience. I give access, Musk argued. I opened the gates. You kept them closed. At what cost? Traoré asked. Mental privacy? Temporal freedom? Have you noticed people no longer dream in silence? Noise is progress, Elon said. No, Traoré whispered. Noise is how liberty dies. In applause, in distraction, in code. Outside, the wind howled like a warning. Elon looked at the horizon. You think you can stop this? No, Traoré said. But I can illuminate it. People are waking up. They see the manipulation, the incentivized outrage, the dopamine loops, the collapsing attention spans. Your empire depends on minds that cannot sit still. And yet you use my networks to spread your ideas, Elon noted. Because I infiltrate, not escape, Traoré replied. Resistance doesn't mean logging off. It means hijacking the signal. They stared at each other. This was no longer a conversation. It was war. They moved into the observatory's heart, a room of vintage screens, glowing faintly with archive starlight. Traoré reached into his coat and pulled out a flash drive. I want you to see something, he said. Elon raised an eyebrow. This is a simulation, Traoré continued. We fed your neural net an alternate timeline, one where SpaceX failed. Tesla was nationalized. Twitter remained decentralized. And Neuralink was banned under bioethical law. Elon inserted the drive into the console. The screen flickered. A new world unfolded, slower, messier, but more human. People walked more, talked more. Deaths from AI-induced accidents were zero. Childhood anxiety rates had plummeted. The Mars project had been replaced by an Earth restoration initiative. Musk said nothing. This is the path you made impossible, Traoré said. Elon watched. His voice was low. That world is beautiful. But you chose profit over poetry, Traoré replied. Then, Elon turned. You've made your point. But you're forgetting one thing. What's that? Traoré asked. I didn't get here by asking permission. And I won't stop now. A low beep echoed in the room. Musk had triggered a neural sync, his consciousness, backing up into a remote cluster. You're still running, Traoré said. No, Elon replied. I'm scaling. Traoré took a step forward. I came to confront a man. Instead, I found an ideology, one that worships disruption but fears introspection. You came to kill a god, Musk said, but gods don't bleed. Traoré smiled. No, he said, but they crash. Suddenly, the power cut. Darkness. Then, emergency lights flickered on. Elon looked at the console, dead. The backup cluster had been severed. How? He began. Traoré held up a small device. EMP. One pulse. Clean. Analog reclaims its throne. Musk's eyes widened. You just erased. Your latest version, yes, Traoré said. They stood in silence, surrounded by starlight and failure. You won't stop it, Elon said again, voice hollow. But I reminded you, Traoré whispered, that even titans cast shadows. When Traoré walked out into the cold desert night, the observatory behind him glowed like a dying star. The world would not know what had occurred. But soon, people would begin to feel it. Their apps glitching just long enough to look up. Their notifications failing just long enough to breathe. Their minds reclaimed just long enough to question. And somewhere, far from cameras and servers, two futures continued to wrestle in the dark. One built by code. One built by conscience.